Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen, and over here we thrift it, flip it, and style it. I share thrifting, upcycling, and sewing and styling content for women who love fashion with personality and want to create unique pieces instead of looking like everybody else. In today's project, man, it turned out really good. I started with an oversized men's pinstripe blazer and transformed it into this relaxed zip-up spring jacket with a dramatic funnel neck collar and elastic waist. And one of my favorite details that I've done in a while on the back. What I love about projects like this is that they really show how much potential can be hiding in pieces that we would normally overlook. So if you've ever looked at an oversized blazer and thought, what in the world can I do with something like that? Hopefully this video gives you some inspiration. Okay, let's get into the transformation. This may honestly be one of my favorite jacket transformations I've done in a while. This started as an oversized men's pinstripe blazer, and I turned it into this oversized zip-up spring jacket with a dramatic funnel neck, elastic waist, and one of my favorite back details ever. And the best part is, I didn't fully plan this design out ahead of time. Some of the best upcycles happen while I'm figuring things out in real time. So today I'm going to take you through the entire process from start to finish. So whenever I thrift oversized men's blazers, I'm never really looking at them as traditional blazers. I'm looking at shape, structure, fabric, and details. And this one immediately stood out to me because of the pinstripe fabric and the oversized fit. Oh, and did I mention it came with matching pants? Just wait till you see what I do with those. I already knew I wanted something relaxed and slightly sporty, almost like a bomber jacket silhouette. One thing I always do before cutting anything is try the piece on first, because I need to understand how it moves on the body. Where does it naturally hit? How oversized is it really? What parts do I want to keep? Even here, I was already playing around with the collar because I knew I wanted some kind of dramatic neckline. Once I got the jacket on the dress form, it's time to figure out proportions. And honestly, proportions are what are going to make or break an upcycle. If it's too long, it's going to feel heavy. If it's too cropped, then it loses the balance. So I measured the jacket first to figure out where I wanted the new waistline to sit. And because this jacket has lining, I pinned everything together before cutting so that nothing would shift around while I worked on it. I don't care how long you've been sewing. Once you've cut it, you've committed. In the words of my great-grandmother, measure twice, cut once. So after I cut the bottom portion of the jacket, I took it off the dress form and took it over to the serger to clean up the raw edges. My serger comes in so handy, and if you don't have one or aren't familiar with a serger, definitely check them out. What's nice about the serger is it cuts and it sews at the same time, and it keeps the fabric from fraying. And then with suiting fabric, finishing your seams is really going to matter because this fabric can fray really quickly, and you just don't want your edges looking janky. And even though people won't necessarily see the inside of the garment, I still want the inside to feel finished and professional. My mother used to always tell me, when you finish a garment, it should look as beautiful on the inside as it does on the outside. Now, this is where the transformation really started coming together. I removed the original collar. I pinned all the way around the neck on the jacket, and then I cut just above the pins right next to the seam. The original collar felt too traditional for where I wanted this jacket to go. And if you recall, some weeks ago, I made a jacket somewhat similar and just popped the collar up. So I wanted this one to be different. Then I took the bottom portion of the jacket, the piece I had just cut off, and started pinning it around the neckline to create the funnel collar. What you're not seeing here is that I did cut this collar on a curve, and that is because the neckline is curved and I wanted the collar to sit appropriately. Okay, as I'm pinning the collar, I honestly didn't know what the collar was going to become yet. I just knew I wanted height, I knew I wanted drama, and I knew I wanted to have some structure. So I pinned everything first, and then I tried it on before sewing because proportions matter. You know, it really, with a funnel neck, that's going to matter. And I am not a big frame person. Like, I'm a small frame, so I don't want something, I want it to be dramatic, but I don't want it to be overly dramatic that it looks like I'm getting drowned out. You understand what I mean? So I had to try it on, because if it's too tall, then it's going to overwhelm your face. If it's too short, then you don't really get the impact that you want. So always test things before permanently sewing them down. One of my favorite things about upcycling, I say this all the time, is reusing the original garment in unexpected ways and paying homage to what it used to be. Yeah, I love that, because if you're around people who notice details, they pick up on those things, and it's an instant conversation starter. And y'all know I'm an introvert, so I have to wear interesting clothing so that people will talk to me. At this point, I started realizing this jacket was becoming something special. I was getting so excited. Sometimes I get so excited during these upcycles. So I skipped then to the elastic at the waist. I put the elastic, I measured the elastic first, and then I stitched the elastic to the bottom portion of the jacket. I stretched, I pulled, I stitched. Once I did that, then I folded it over and I stitched it down again. But before I did that, I inserted the bottom portion of the zipper. I wanted the zipper to sit inside that elastic area so that when you close it up, it all pulls together really nicely. And I think that putting this elastic in there is what really shifted the jacket into that bomber-inspired silhouette. So instead of having the jacket just hanging straight down like a blazer, the elastic pulls everything inward and creates this bubble shape. Now, you do need to be careful here because this part is going to take patience. The elastic sometimes wants to twist or bunch, and if it becomes uneven, it will change the entire shape, and you don't want that. All right, so I specifically chose a contrasting zipper because I wanted it to stand out instead of disappearing into the fabric. I wish that I could have found, in my stash, a metal zipper, because I think that would even pop more. But don't y'all worry. We are making another one of these jackets, and we're going to do a little different elevating on it. So we still have another opportunity. But the zipper now becomes part of the design because it really kind of pops out. And I made sure that the zipper came all the way up to the funnel neck because it really needed that structure. I needed that lift. I needed the funnel neck to be lifted up. Especially since I didn't use interfacing on the collar, the zipper itself helps support the shape and allows the collar to stand upright. Little construction choices like that are what really matter. Now, once the collar was attached, I realized I had all this extra fabric happening in the back. Initially, I was just gonna sew a straight seam and then finish connecting it. But when I started playing with that fabric that was left over, I was like, we got to do something with this. It wasn't enough to make a bow, but it was definitely enough to tie a knot. And sometimes the best design details happen because you're trying to solve for a problem that you have. So instead of cutting the excess off, I twisted the fabric into a knot and added a brooch. And immediately, the jacket felt elevated, which y'all know I'm always about elevating a look by adding brooches a lot of time, adding some kind of accessory. This brooch gave it that little detail, gave it a little personality, and it goes from feeling homemade and it starts feeling like something intentional. And here is the final look. Honestly, this jacket turned out even better than I imagined. I styled it very simply with light gray jeans because I wanted the jacket to be the focus. And this is exactly why I love oversized men's tailoring for upcycling. There's so much fabric to work with, so much structure that's already built in, so many possibilities. What used to be a regular blazer now feels modern, relaxed, completely different, elevated, stylish, runway-ish. And the best part, nobody else is going to have this same jacket. That's the beauty of upcycling. All right, you guys, let me know in the comments if you would wear this, if you would try it. I'm definitely going to do a full styling video coming up where I'm going to be styling some of my favorite jackets and my favorite new jackets of the season. And this is going to be one of them. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that like and subscribe button below and click on that bell so that you don't miss an episode. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you'll try out this upcycle. If you love this upcycle and you love what you're seeing on the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button below and click on that bell so that you don't miss an episode. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. All right, you guys, see you later. Bye.